What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome. I am the Crypto Crow. This is, well, due to the fact that I can't stream very well with the internet that I currently have now living in Florida, we're going to go another route and hope this works out better. I'm not quite sure where perfect placement's going to be for my microphone from now on, but a lot of different stuff to talk about today. And I'm hoping that, you just sit back, you chill, you listen, you enjoy. I'm going to share some random thoughts, not so random. I went on a tangent today with my wife in the car, telling her where the future is going. And my wife has learned to just nod and say, "You're probably right, honey." Like, it's just kind of, I get a little nuts. Okay. I get a little nuts, but we're going to be talking about a lot of that stuff because I do believe that there are a lot of things happening right now that, while scaring the hell out of the majority of us, are really kind of, I definitely think there's some sort of agenda in play. And I think that ultimately it's to push us into a new world, a new way of life, a new system with a lot of new systems. And we're going to break down some of those thoughts in a little bit. I do have a paid segment towards the end of this video that I actually think looks pretty interesting. It could be a pretty big opportunity for everyone. We'll see. I'm doubting it'll be an opportunity for people in the United States, but it's very cool. And I got another project on Cardano that I'm going to talk about. I actually had a really good call with one of the co-founders last night. I'm going to talk about that. So there's a lot of cool stuff. And then we're going to go over some charts and kind of discuss the price action and what's going on in the world today. The first thing I want to show you, this is the new twistedtimes.io website. I had finished this up the other day because I'm trying to get amped up and ready to launch this series. I've got one NFT available right now on auction. I'm just kind of experimenting a bit, testing it out. But if we go to the website, you're going to see there's a Cardano series and an Ethereum series. And then there's a link here on OpenSea. And then this on Cardano. We're waiting for my Cardano based marketplace to launch. And then I'm just going to launch the full Cardano series. I'm not doing the full Ethereum series just yet. Basically the differences are the Ethereum series has a logo, an Ethereum logo on them. The Cardano series has the Cardano logo on them. And then these are actually animated. So I've got 3 animated ones on the Cardano series. You can see it's Independence. Even though it's basically some old guy in the world shaking the ball, shaking the snow globe. We'll go over some of these because I think a lot of these are funny. And this is all satire. It's basically set up to make you think, make you wonder, kind of get a chuckle. Here's Q. This is for, QAnon folks out there. I mean, basically, what's he doing? He's just throwing a lot of crap to the wall to see what sticks. When you see Twisted Time stuff, you're going to see get triggered, hashtag get triggered, because some of these are going to trigger some of you more sensitive folks. But if you can't laugh at some of the craziness going on today, I don't know what to tell you. This is offensive, Oliver. He has no idea what the hell's going on or why he's got a whole mob of people behind him ready to burn him at a stake, and he has no clue what he did wrong. Just seems to be kind of what's happening today. This is like truth to me. This is what I think is actually happening. Future employment. Because honestly, this is the way I see it. This is where we're going, folks. I mean, if you think of the Matrix and then you think of the Metaverse and you think of everything happening today, this is where I think a lot of us are going to end up. And not only that, but just like the World Economic Forum says, we're going to like it. We're going to love it. We're not going to own anything, but we're going to love it. And I think ultimately that's what they're talking about. I think they're talking about we're not going to own physical assets in the future. We're going to rent everything. We're basically going to lease it. We're going to have everything delivered to us. And as you can see in this, I mean, you've got a little robot here feeding you while you're in your little work capsule patched into the metaverse, doing your job, doing your whatever you're going to do. You got your waste disposal cords, hoses, and that's the future. I mean, we've got freedom. For those of you out there, I mean, mouths are wired shut. You got propaganda on the screens. Everybody's just kind of putting their arms on conveyor belt, getting rid of those and getting your identification tattoo. That's the new freedom. I mean, it just seems like where we're going. I don't know. I mean, some of this stuff is funny. Here you've got Ethereum. This guy represents Ethereum in this. I think this one's hilarious. You've got all these people who are basically, they paid their crazy high fees. Guys got fists full of cash. And you've got someone who's kind of pissed off about how long everything it's taking. And you got this line of people waiting because you get all this congestion on the Ethereum network. And, it's frustrating sometimes. And then you got really high fees on top of that. The one that I have current now, COVID Karen, man. I mean, this is my favorite of the entire series, because I've seen this so many times. I've seen it in videos. I've seen it all over the place. You've got these people losing their ever-loving minds about people, like whether or not they're wearing a mask or whatever. They're wearing 2 masks. She's got like 2 or 3 masks all over the place and a face guard. She's got a bottle of sanitizer, but she's got her mask pulled down while she's screaming at this old guy for not wearing one. It's like, what's the point? What are you I've just seen that so many times and I just got a chuckle out of it. This one is currently on an auction right now on OpenSea. So there'll be a link in the description of this video. I threw this up. I haven't told really anybody. I posted about it on Twitter. And a lot of people are like, love the art, love this, but it's on Ethereum and I don't want to do Ethereum. I totally get it. The whole point is I'm trying to draw interest in the series so that when I launch the whole series on the Cardano blockchain, that more people know about it. And so I'm hoping that, if people start to place bids on this, then I'll slowly add one Ethereum NFT at a time at auction. And if they sell through, I mean, this is like practically break even. Like this is maybe not quite even break even. 0.08 Ethereum. I mean, I spent, Ethereum to have these drawn and colored and the art and all of that, plus the time and the server and the website and all the time. So it's probably not even break even, but it's a fun project. It's something that we've been working on for a while, but I'm hoping that if these start picking up enough steam, they'll really start driving some interest in the Cardano version. So we'll have to see, but anyway, that's currently available. And I mean, there's a whole bunch of them. You got Angry Alex. For those of you that know, if you don't know, there's a man named Alex who did a lot of screaming at one point about gay frogs. I love them. And I don't even know if you know what I'm talking about. If you do, let me know what you think in the comments of this video. This one was inspired by my gaming life because as many of you know, I'm a miniature gamer. I love War Machine hordes and I love tabletop miniatures. I like painting them. It's kind of therapy. You've seen my shirts as I paint so I don't choke people. It's pretty much it. But it doesn't matter where you go. In any game shop, there's always an actually Andy. There's that guy who lives his entire life reading rule books and fluff and loves to argue about who's right about any particular anything in any world, in like whether it's Dungeons and Dragons or War Machine or Warhammer or whatever. There's always that actually Andy who like just really takes pride in knowing everything, and he's the first to tell you you're wrong, and he's always like actually, and then fills your head full of garbage. Not always, but anyway, I love this. Like, I really do love this series. It's definitely like a little bit of a passion project. These are one of one. Like, there's only one. So once these are gone, once the Ethereum version is out into the world, my hope is that people trade them. I was going to do a big treasure hunt associated with these, but it's too complicated, and it's really not possible to do exactly what I had in mind on either blockchain yet. So I'm just kind of doing it like, hey, here it is, have fun with it, laugh. The second the media came out and told everybody they need to stock up on toilet paper, it was gone everywhere. You couldn't find toilet paper anywhere. So this is King Tudor. And toilet paper became a currency, if you will. Like, I'll give you a roll of toilet paper if you mow my lawn, that kind of thing. So he who controls the toilet paper is king. And all that lunacy. So anyway, check them out. I hope you like them. Some of these are really, honestly, I think every single one of them is fantastic. This is the advisor. for a lot of the tinfoil hat wearing folks like myself, you always kind of wonder, is this guy really heading up everything? Is he the one that's kind of guiding the planet and basically saying, this is what you guys got to do to get to our level, to this next level? It's crazy stuff, man, but you never know. And honestly, at the rate things are going, that's what I see happening. This is unity. Unity is key, ultimately, is the whole kind of gist of this. You've got, through unity, rather than all the division that's happening all over the place, through unity, we can defeat or overcome the powers that be, the people that are holding us down, and shining a light on the people that are pulling the strings. And this one, to me, is it's almost emotional to me, because it means a lot. It really does. And then this is fiat money. This is animated. This was inspired by Back to the Future. Where he pulls up the picture of his family and they're disappearing. Well, it's kind of what I see happening to fiat money. And this is a really cool representation of that. So, the only one of these that's actually available for sale right now is the one on the Ethereum network, and that is Cardano, which, you can see basically there's the Cardano. He's got the Cardano tattoo. He's got Ethereum in his sights, and all that fun stuff. So, but if this does well, then I'll add another one, and I'll add another one until they're all gone. And that's all going to be in preparation for the Cardano based version, which are going to have 3 animated ones. And on the Cardano series, each one of these is going to have a 16-bit representation of itself as well. That's also going to go out there. And I might make those a little more common. Those might be like a 5. There might be 5 copies of each one of those just for fun, so everybody can kind of have a shot at getting them. So hopefully you guys like those. OpenSea, it's just titled Cardano, part of the Twisted Times collection. And, they're all up here. But the only one that's currently available for sale is Cardano. So place your bids, have your fun, and moving on. Now, last night, I found this. And I'm going to tell you, this is very, very early. Okay, this is a very early Metaverse type project on the Cardano blockchain. And everything that I saw about this, I was starting to watch some videos, and I talked to this gentleman last night, and super cool guy, and very much just wants to kind of make an impact, wants to create a whole new world for people to enjoy. He has some other kind of missions within this overall goal that I found very warming, in the sense that he wants to create this not just as a game, not just as a metaverse, a project that people can dive in and have NFTs and create their own kind of little bubble worlds and things. But there's some stuff about, recovery and counseling and help and things like that people may need. And there's just a lot of things to it. And I think some of those aren't even necessarily a part of the business plan, just things we discussed. And I think this project is really cool. And I'm going to be talking to the development team soon. I think we're going to have a call and just kind of see, like, how can Crow get involved? What can I do to help? This is a long term. This is probably a 5-year thing. Okay, so this is, this whole project is going to take time, and there are very specific phases that they have to meet, and they have a plan for like everything they're going to do. And I have not yet even read the full white paper, which is here. I'm going to be reading through this likely this evening, and I'm going to read through all of this before I talk to the team. But just know that I've got my eye on this. The only thing I don't like so far about this is the name. I don't like the name. Too many syllables. We're all lazy. Nobody wants to say multiple syllables in a name. Cornucopias. That's just too much. I'm too lazy. We're talking about Metaverse here. We're not talking about going out and mowing the lawn, right? It's too laborious for us lazy folks. Something like Meta sounds pretty good. It's quick and easy to remember. So anyway, obviously you can't call it Meta, but this is definitely it's coming. And from what I'm hearing a lot about this guy. Robert is the primary developer, and apparently the guy's freaking brilliant. And so, Josh has a lot of really good things to say about everybody on the team and what they're doing. And, it's still very early, but just know I've got my eye on this one, because if I can get, I want to get some land, and I've got some land in the sandbox thanks to a fan a while back. I guess he picked some up like a long time ago at the very beginning and had no point. He didn't have anything to do with it. He didn't really care that much. And he like just sent it to my wallet. Which was super cool. I still have it. I have no plans on selling it. I want to do something on the sandbox. And honestly, I'm going to be looking more into Decentraland, because the metaverse overall is still in such infancy, just like crypto as a whole. And we're going to touch on that too. We're going to get deeper into this because I have a whole thing I'm going to go over to might make you think. But I just want to let you know that I'm actually checking out cornucopias, and if there's an opportunity there, I might very well get involved as a big part of my passion project through this next bear market. So we'll see. Looking at Bitcoin and what's going on, this is it wasn't easy when I woke up the other morning and saw that my Cardano was at like $1.84. And I almost crapped my pants because I haven't been doing a lot of charting. This is very rudiment. I mean, this isn't even a big thing here, but typically I'm just watching the pi cycle indicator. And I'm like, if we're not even close to closing, I'm not worried, because we've got a long way to go. And I know there are different things happening in China. I know that they're banning this and banning that, and people are they're shutting off their miners, and they're having to spend Bitcoin in order to like cover the costs of moving their miners from one place to another, and all of that. And that's causing it. And then you've got a lot of options liquidations going on. A lot of longs apparently were liquidated. And that just kind of resets the system. And that's the thing overall, when you're talking about trading, you're never going to outsmart the whales. That's just all there is to it. So while a lot of us plebs are here, we're drawing lines and we're like, this could happen and that could happen. It could go up or it could go down. And then you've got a lot of these guys who build their entire following off of just fudding the hell out of everything. Basically saying, hey, we're going down, all you moon boys, this and that. And it's like, listen, nobody knows. Nobody ever really truly knows. The only thing that's if you're trading on a daily chart, especially, anything can happen during the course of that day. Typically when I'm trading, I like to look at scalping opportunities. If I'm looking at the price right now, if we were to zoom in a little bit, so we're currently trading at about 60,500 bucks. And this is support right now. Okay. Support's at like 59,248 roughly. And that's my opinion. Somebody else's TA might be different, but this is what I'm seeing. And I tend to just kind of go with my gut on what I see happening. And I'm pulling that line all the way from back here. Now, if we were to close below this, okay, which we did here and we didn't dump, we wicked down, but then we got a reversal. And we're kind of back in that area again. Now, if we were to break down through here, the problem is, though, if you look at the RSI, we're so oversold. I mean, we're super oversold on a daily chart, which basically means we're due for some upward momentum. Okay. So I don't necessarily think this is going to play out to the downside. It could, but I don't know. And remember, as all my disclaimers, I'm just some idiot on the internet. Okay. I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. Don't trust me, trust yourself and your own experience and practice. And if you're not experienced and you're not well versed or practiced, you shouldn't be trading anyway. And if you're trading at leverage, you're probably begging to lose your money, no matter what anybody tells you. But that being said, I do see that we're very oversold. You can see high volume to the down here. It pushed us down. A lot of people were dumping here. Now, if I'm looking at Cardano, you can see that Cardano, I mean, gosh, we were literally getting on a plane when Cardano was peaking, and I called that first peak on Twitter, and I was dead accurate, people. For those of you guys, I remember when I posted that on Twitter, I'm like, the first peak of 2 is in. To be fair, I said the peak is in. We're going down from here. And everybody flamed me. And I'm like, no, I meant the first peak of 2. I think this is going to be a 2-peak market. And I did put that directly under that tweet. And that was what, April? I think I said that. Yeah, it was about right here. No, was it? Yeah, it was. I think it was whatever it was. I don't remember. I have to check my Twitter. But anyways, basically right as I was moving to Puerto Rico, I don't like the first peak is in, we're going down. And everybody was mad at me, telling me I'm flooding the market. Look, folks, I know I can move a market cap by 10 million in an afternoon. That's been proven multiple times. But I don't have enough power on this little channel with 130,000 followers to move the entire crypto market by billions. Okay, I mean, let's be real about it. So anyway, you know, we see this downtrend here, and then in here we've got this basically a consolidation. You know, a lot of people would call that like a bull pennant or a bull flag or whatever. And yesterday I was watching this and I'm thinking, man, if we close below that, then we might go down to like $1.65, $1.70. But the thing of it is Bitcoin looks like it's ready to pull up and out of this and maybe make a run back to the upside. And if it does, then a lot of the profit and a lot of that's going to start trickling back into the altcoin market, which hopefully will drive Cardano. Now, here's the thing, though. Cardano has done its own thing pretty much since the beginning. There's really not been any correlation between Cardano's price action and just about anything else in the market. Most people, they say, oh, well, Bitcoin pumps, Ethereum pumps, Cardano's going to pump. No, that's not generally what I've seen happen. And lately, because of the big pump we've been seeing, this is Ethereum. You know, Ethereum could potentially pull back down here to somewhere around $3,900. I thought it could even maybe bounce off of this moving average, but I don't even necessarily see that. That might not be happening now. And this is on a 4-hour chart as well, mind you. But if I look at Cardano versus Ethereum, look what happens. We get substantial pumps in Cardano's price against Ethereum, and then it comes down and down and down. Then it pumps again, it comes down and down, and then pumps again, down and down. And it's this constant ebb and flow of Cardano's value just against Ethereum. Because I think ultimately what happens is when people are buying into Bitcoin and Ethereum, they're riding those waves up and then they sell into other altcoins. And we see this in like blow off tops at the peaks of markets. We see this on a recurring basis over and over and over. People are going into Bitcoin or Ethereum first, you know, on their, you know, onboarding platforms or whatever, and then they're buying whatever altcoins, and they're spreading that to like their top 5 or their top 10, or, you know, they see a YouTuber like my top 10 picks from being a millionaire in 30 days, that kind of shit, and then they go in and they distribute their funds, they build a little portfolio, and they sit and hold until they get scared out of it with a big shakeout like we just had. They sell everything at a loss and curse the market. But, you know, honestly, I am waiting for a significant pump with Cardano. I really am. I was hoping it would bounce off of this and just take the hell off while Bitcoin and Ethereum are consolidating now, because they do seem to take turns. I'm just waiting for Cardano to start picking up the pace and doing something. So that's kind of where I'm not pressed about this. Again, the whole point of me even showing a lot of this is the pi cycle top. We've got a huge range here to fill, and I don't think we're going to fill that until Bitcoin is broken $100,000. And I do think I'm hoping that happens before the end of this year, because I really don't want to be holding into 2022. So we'll just have to wait and see what happens, because I do believe that there's some manipulation in the market going on. I don't know what, I don't know who, but I will say that the law that was recently passed, I know that Biden just signed this new infrastructure bill into law, and as it relates to cryptocurrencies, that stuff isn't going into effect until January 1st of 2024. I think the timing of that is very, very convenient, considering that's going to be probably where we start running up to the upside of the next bull market to peak out 2025, 2026. So, you know, this bull market might be the last kind of, I don't know, I don't want to say free, but it's the regulations, the new laws, the taxation, all of that stuff is likely going to get real hairy by the 2025 peak. And the thing of it is when we talk about 2025, we're seeing a lot of effort, if you will, going into kind of teaching people and getting people more accustomed to not going anywhere, to staying in your home, living your life at home, get your Amazon Prime, get your Uber Eats. You don't have to leave. You got everything you need right there. And ultimately, I think that there's something to be said about, Facebook changing its name to Meta, the Metaverse becoming more of a thing, the Neuralink, that technology and how that is going to likely play a role into the Metaverse. And, I think that the world right now is kind of being programmed that like, hey, you're a lot safer staying in. Whether it's from a bug or somebody else, I mean, like, you're safer. Just stay in the house. Don't worry about it. Live your life in the confine. You don't have you had a job. You don't have to worry about your job. We'll take care of that. We'll give you what you need to live. And by the way, while you're in your house, here's a whole new world for you to explore to keep yourself entertained. And not only entertained, but happy and feeling like you're making some progress when in reality, maybe you generate some earnings in this crypto metaverse because of the NFTs or whatever. And we're going to tax that. We're going to tax that like crazy. But we're going to give it back to you because you're going to get stimulus or you're going to get this or that benefit or whatever the case may be. I still don't know 100% how it's all going to transpire, how that's all going to be brought in. But when I think of the whole, the the IRS or whatever that can track everything over 10,000 a year, I see a lot of the laws from taxation to, across the board. And it truly all looks to me like they're preparing everybody to start living more virtual lives. And so when I think about that, and I think of all the projects that are out there, and I was going through this list, and I started here, and I was like, okay, what are the biggest projects? Let me see here. I'm going to refresh this real quick. And I know I'm blocking some of it. It doesn't matter. It's not really the point. Neo's credits up 358%. Render token 157%. Now I saw this. And keep in mind, I have not done a lot of research on any of these yet. I was literally going through them last night. I can't believe I just said that L word. But I was going through a lot of these just to try and get an idea as to what these projects are that are getting so much pumping. What's their circulating supply? As you can see here, this render tokens, there's only 154 million. It's currently at $5, up 28%, market cap of $806 million. And then I went to the site last night and I'm like, okay, I get it. Distributed GPU rendering on the blockchain. When you have all of these different metaverses out there, okay, and they're all competing for your time and your dime, your effort, because ultimately the user base in a lot of these metaverses are going to be kind of like a currency, because the time you spend in these worlds, not only makes them more attractive to new users, okay, but ultimately, a lot of the people that are in these metaverses are going to be creating assets to be used, owned, so forth within these metaverses. So you're again kind of like a product, which we all know Facebook knows all about that, right? Ultimately, we are the product on Facebook. It's a free service. We use it, but we kind of are the product. And I think that's going to be a very similar thing in the metaverse as well. Now, who's going to be processing all of this? Who's going to be rendering these metaverses? It's going to be stuff like this, distributed GPU rendering on the blockchain. This is going to be big. And I think a lot of like these P2P rendering platforms where you've got these giant cloud computing platforms that are augmented reality, virtual reality, mixed reality, gaming, medical, all of this stuff that's why this is pumping. Because when you've got a project like this, that, $5.38, that's crazy. And it came all the way, it was $3.98 in November. So 7-day low, 7-day high, $1.94, $5.34. So very steady increase in value. The thing is, though, is I also saw a lot of these projects that I'm like, these are kind of crappy. Like, they're pumping because they're kind of metaversey, but they're not that great. And I'm not going to go into a lot of them. Sandbox, I think, is really solid. I think Sandbox has been around a little while. And, they've got some really cool tools. Decentraland has been around for a while. I actually got some of that. I was looking and I'm like, oh wow, I actually still have Decentraland from like way back. I have crypto that I forgot I even have. I really do, because I never sold any of it. So yeah, I mean, I look at a lot of these projects, and I haven't gone through this list, and at some point I probably will do a top 5, like a top 5 metaverse project list. But here's the thing that I want everybody to understand too. When you're talking about the metaverse, you're talking about blockchain, crypto, regulation, taxes, all of this stuff wrapped up into one package. The one thing that you really need to consider is that we're nearing what I expect to be the end of this bull market. And when that happens, all of these projects are going to tank. Not the projects, but the price of the tokens associated with these projects. So and the valuation of a lot of these projects are established solely on speculation right now. It's based off of this idea. It's based off of a promise. It's based off of a whole lot of things, because the one key thing that in the grand scheme of like what's going to survive from today to the next bull market in 2024, 2025, 26, whatever, it's going to be which of these projects and teams made the right moves today, next month, the next month, into January, February. Which of these projects made the right moves, have the capital to sustain there being basically nothing, because we all know, we've all seen it, during the bear market, all of the viewers, all of the people that are out there are very likely going to go away like they did in 2018. The YouTuber numbers are going to drop. The number of YouTubers is going to drop. They're going to go off and do other stuff. We've seen this already. I've gone through it all. I've gone through a full cycle at this point myself, right? Full circle. And so I kind of get an idea as to what's coming and what's going to happen. And so at that point, the big question about all these metaverse tokens are going to be, which of these metaverse projects sustain themselves through the bear market and then continue development and are releasing news, development, and advancements. Because here's what's going to happen. The projects that are truly building a metaverse, and they're not just cash grabs for token capital and this and that, these are going to be the projects. I am wearing shorts, by the way, just so you know. But these are going to be the projects that are going to do well based off of the necessity of their token, the utility of the token within the world they're building, and then how that establishes demand. So it's not going to be just based off speculation anymore. It's going to be based off real use case and need of the token, based off of what that token provides you in terms of services, benefits, things of that nature. And for me, I am obviously most interested in projects on Cardano. I really want to see more projects popping up on Cardano. And the other side to a lot of this for me is it's not just about I have a bunch of Cardano, so I like the potential for Cardano and the endless, I mean, a near infinite possibilities and capabilities and things like that are being programmed into the blockchain of Cardano. I just think are going to really help facilitate a lot of this technology. There are still things that Cardano doesn't have yet, and you know, like Hydra is going to be a big help. Plutus is going to be a big help. There are still things that we're waiting on. But man, when Cardano is like really done, I mean, and not that it's even ever going to be truly 100% done, but when all of these key elements are added to the Cardano blockchain, the network overall, it's going to kick the tail out of a lot of other stuff. And it's already, I think, like the third, let's see, based off of transactions right now, it is most active chains. I don't even know how this can be accurate, but it's saying Cardano is the most active chain on Masari. Bitcoin's number 1, Cardano's 2, Ethereum is 3, and then Bitcoin Cash number 4. Unless this is it's not based on market cap. Adjusted transaction volume 24 hours. Wow, yeah. Adjusted transaction volume. Bitcoin has 29.8 in transaction volume. Cardano's in second place at $14.1 billion in daily transactional volume. That's insane. So, and the thing of it is there's just so much Cardano, and that's the big argument against Cardano for a lot of people. They're kind of neglecting the technology. And I see, because I see this. I've seen how Cardano went from being on the lips of every YouTuber to them going to, oh, but this is better, and oh, this is better. And it's not really that it's better. It's that there's less supply. And for the supply, a project that does as much as Cardano with lower supply is somehow therefore better, because it's better from a speculative perspective. It's better than, I can put $1 into this with lower supply that does about the same thing. It's all it's ever going to do. It's never going to really grow. It's never going to be more than it is right now. But for right now, this is better because I stand to make the most money. It's not about Cardano is substantially better overall, with a lot of things coming down the pipe, which as it's established over like the last several years, it meets its roadmap. It meets its development milestones each and every time, against all of the FUD and the naysayers that are trying to pump their favorite projects because they have a bounty of bags, which is also what I see significantly. I see this all the time. And I see a lot of people with bags and other projects that really don't ultimately know what they're talking about, but they're trying to push people away from Cardano. And a lot of it is about the supply. Right. And when you watch Charles Hoskinson and you listen to him and you talk about supply, his argument is it doesn't matter. The use cases that we're building Cardano for and the empowerment we're going to be bringing to the development community, all of the options, the interoperability, of the speed, the throughput, all that stuff. When we get all that done, it's going to be used globally by so many people for so many reasons. A true blockchain protocol that answers the questions and the needs of so many different people that the circulating supply isn't going to matter that much. They're not looking at, oh, well, the circulating supply is really high right now because the use case isn't as high as maybe this project or that project. Because what drives adoption, what drives that speculative investment is the use case of the now, right? I mean, we see it all the time. And so, and it's the use case of the now as it relates to the available supply and the profit potential. That's what, and ultimately, sometimes just lower circulating supply and that speculative profit potential drives the adoption to that platform, because people know, hey, if we build it on here, there are people that are going to gravitate to this because they're going to be able to make more money with XYZ token. You see what I'm saying? I'm hoping I'm making sense and I'm not sounding like, others jumbling and bumbling. I think you get the gist. So anyway, for me, I'm not worried about Cardano. I mean, Cardano's always been a long-term hold. And, but for me, it's all about transaction volume. It's about on-chain metrics. That's what I've been trying to get across. It's on-chain metrics, which I know Ethereum has significantly more. I don't even have that data pulled up on that chart over here, but we're going to get there. And I do believe that Cardano is definitely going to have its day and its run against Ethereum. And I'm waiting for that day, believe me. And I do believe it's coming. So we just have to wait and see. I'm hoping that we can bounce off. Honestly, as much as it sucks to say, even if we were to come down here to $1.70 and then take off to $3 again, I would be just fine with that. But I want it to happen sooner than later. So we'll see. All right. So, and I am going to be doing a top 5, maybe even a top 10. If I find 10 metaverse nuggets in here at some point, I'm going to be going through them. But I do want to get my hands on some Decentraland land at some point, just because why not? All right, now I'm going to cover this paid segment. I was paid money, yo. The disclaimer will be below. This is called Lord Token. Now, one of the biggest things that I didn't do much of, a little bit, is when Binance was kicking off. I mean, man, you could have got Binance tokens for next to nothing. And, I didn't get any more than I think I needed at the time for whatever it was I was doing. I don't know. And the whole, you get the exchange token and like KuCoin did it. And like all these other exchanges did it. And it became such almost like a cliche thing. Like everybody that launches an exchange launches their own token to save you fees and this and that. But man, I wish I would have saved all the Binance tokens and stuff. I mean, you can use them to pay down fees and things when you're bot trading on Binance and all that. But this is a new exchange, and this is actually, this looks like this could be cool. This it hasn't launched. There's round 2 coming in a month, 1 month and 13 days. So there's time. But there are some key points to this that I found pretty interesting. And you know, remember, this is a paid thing. I don't know these guys. I haven't read through their white paper. I'm not even sure if they have one. But there's a lot of social links. I will say the website's pretty well done. You know, oh, here's the white paper, and then you got a pitch deck and a video. So, but I'm going to go over some of these key points in this, because this is basically like European exchange, which you really don't see much of. So let's go over some of these key points. It's the 4th known exchange in the world to have obtained the cooperation with Binance Cloud. That's a pretty big milestone there. Most of the exchanges lack volume and liquidity, or have a completely fake volume, basically brought on by market makers and the like. And you know, and just so that you guys know, I have this whole thing where they wrote this whole script of things to say. I don't do that. I take little bits and things. I'm not reading a script. You know, I know that they do that a lot of times just so that you have a guideline and you have things to talk about and say. But really, just bullet pointed keynotes is sufficient for me. But they say it's also a premium exchange. How many times have you sent a message to CEX without any answer for weeks? It's very frustrating. If you send a message in French or German, it's a real pain. Here, 17 languages will be available via their support, and this is 24/7. Man, my eye. So 17 language support, that's pretty good. Several new features. They're going to offer different services in the future, like the spot for the most known, but also ETF, crypto packs, DCA, dollar cost averaging, a marketplace for NFTs, and a launch pad, and many other things that can be found on the white paper or pitch deck. So let me pull that up because maybe we'll scroll through there here in a minute. I like pitch decks for the gist of things. It's kind of like cliff notes to a white paper. So I dig that. Very focused on regulation and have initiated the process to obtain the Holy Grail to operate in France. So this is a French exchange. They collaborate with 5 of the most famous crypto lawyers in France, having accompanied, for instance, 2/3 of the French regulated ICOs. And from a general point of view, they have surrounded themselves with the best lawyers, leading crypto communication agency, a big dev team with an excellent track record. The founders themselves are, by the way, very well known businessmen in France, involved in crypto since 2014. Alrighty then. It's an empty market. I'm basically what these guys are saying is that a lot of the exchanges that we know and use right now are based in Asia. I mean, any of the exchanges that we have free access to, you know, that are not US regulated exchanges are all out of Asia. And they're like, listen, we need some other exchange platforms that are operating outside of the US or Asia. And, you know, the European market's been very, very strict on cryptocurrencies and their regulations and things. And they're saying, listen, we found a lot of success in the crypto. We've got the capital. We've got the team. We're going to do this. And we're going to bring this together. So I hope they do, because I mean, you know, the more exchanges that we have, ultimately, I think the better, as long as they're trustworthy exchanges. But to establish the kind of relationship that they've apparently established with Binance Cloud, I mean, that's a pretty big deal. And a part of me almost wonders too, I mean, if this is like a scratching each other's back kind of relationship where Binance is saying, hey, yeah, we don't mind having kind of a pseudo satellite exchange operation in the UK. And you know, I'm willing to bet or guess that there might even be some legal support or some sort of, I'm sure the relationship there is probably a little deeper than just like, yeah, you can, we'll throw some liquidity your way or something like that. So that's actually a pretty cool thing. Legal compliance and security, we're in the early stages of maturation of the crypto assets market, and although the potential is great, there are many uncertainties about the legal and regulatory framework applicable to the players operating today. Transparency and compliance are at the heart of Lord Token's DNA, which is why from the launch of the project, many efforts have been deployed and strategic partnerships concluded with KYC and AML providers. Synapse Score Chain. And it goes into like some volume projections and things like that, which, I mean, that's all fine. Interesting. Lord Token Auto Trade. What is this? Lord Token Auto Trade is also a marketplace referencing major players in algorithmic trading. New technologies now allow, thanks to automated quantitative analysis and artificial intelligence, to create trading algorithms. We will highlight the most efficient players on the market. That's interesting. Lord Token, unlike the many existing services that promise their clients theoretical performance from back tests or Excel sheets, Lord Token Auto Trade is the only service that highlights real and observed market performance. I'm all about algorithmic trading. It's a crazy opportunity for you, Bill. Okay. We are already working on the future of Lord Token. We're planning to propose banking services. Lord Token's mission is to make it. So ultimately, it almost sounds like they're trying to build some form of Coinbase, but for Europe. And with like a built-in artificial algorithmic trading functionality, which would be huge if it worked. I caught somebody the other day, and I don't even remember what exchange. It might have been KuCoin. I don't really remember because I don't do a lot of that stuff on exchanges like that. But algorithmic trading on the exchange, I mean, you know, the one benefit that, like, if there are scripts and there are AI scripts for algorithmic trading on exchanges themselves, I don't really think you can get much quicker than that in terms of like action time. If you're running a trading bot, even Crow Trader, if you're trying to run it on a VPN, it's not going to trigger as fast as basically software on the platform itself. I'm assuming. In order to make tokenization projects available to as many people as possible, Lord Token Launchpad will do everything to make investment more efficient and secure. KYC upstream of projects, relevant search engines by vertical, simple and smooth subscription engine, dedicated management service. So, okay, so this looks like they're actually going to offer, unless I got this wrong, but basically a subscription service. So you say, hey, here's all my KYC, my AML, here's everything that you need so that I can invest in any of these exchange token offerings. Almost like an investment group or an investment membership type thing. This all sounds really cool. It really does. That sound really cool. Francois Denis. Did I say that right? I have no idea. I always butcher names, especially foreign names, because I'm half an idiot. Investor, high yield investment expert, speaker, author, blockchain expert. Nicholas, I'm not even going to. He looks really mad in that picture. So I'm not going to butcher his last name. I'm sure it sounds better than I'd be able to say it. But you've got a couple co-founders, you've got some partners, Nicholas Herzog, blockchain digital expert, Olivier Chalbert, Jean-David Barbier. I hope I'm pronouncing those properly. Quentin Herbrecht, advisor in digital strategy, and David Brace. Project partners, lawyer, advocate, another lawyer. Okay, cool. So we've got Mr. Capital, statutory auditor, accountant. Token sale. Let's take a look at these numbers real quick. In order to offer all users preferential payment methods for all services, spots, auto trade, and finance, Lord Token is launching its utility token to the public, the LTT, through an initial coin offering. Wow, an ICO? I haven't even seen an ICO in so long. Save on trading fees, feed the affiliate program, set up airdrops, organize contests to reward our best members. That's insane. 2 billion tokens. 2 billion token supply, hard cap of $13 million. Huh. You're going to sell these at 3 cents a piece. Token. Oh, okay. Token prices during the private sale round 1, which has already happened, I think. 10/18/21. Yeah. So that happened last month. Breakdown of private sale. Token prices during private sale 2. You're looking at 5 cents a piece. This is an old school ICO for an exchange. This is, I don't know why this is kind of tripping me out, because I didn't think I'd ever see one of these again. With the ambition to conquer the European market and a strong emphasis on customer service, our market conquest strategy relies on 3 aspects. Headquartered in France, compliance. We've been in contact with the French regulator for months with the objective of registering. So they're not registered yet, but they're already through one phase of their, okay. Services are innovative services such as social trading, and the quality of our customer service will allow us to stand out from the competition. Okay. I mean, listen, check this out. If you're interested in keeping tabs on it, something tells me if you're in the US, you're not going to have access to this. They've raised 9 million so far. We've already raised 1.7 million at the beginning of the year, excluding ICO and quasi-equity convertible bonds. So there you go. It's Lord Token, ico.lordtoken.com. Check it out, read through the white paper, have some fun with it. I don't know what to think. Honestly, I have not seen an ICO in so long now. It's been years. I have no idea what to make of it. If they pull it through and they do really well, great. I don't know what kind of relationships they have. But I hope it works out well for them. Hopefully this video sends them some traffic and some people that are interested, and maybe you can help out. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Listen, folks, this video, I know it's not live and all of that, and that sucks, but hopefully the video looks good. Hopefully the audio sounds good for a change. I'm getting there. Now all I really need to do is figure out how to get my internet a little more powerful so that I can stream without it being chaos and a lot of missed frames. So, but yeah, it's been fun. There's a lot of really cool, exciting stuff going on. I'm going to go back to diving into some of it so that I can prepare for another video, hopefully sooner than later. So thanks for joining me. Thank my sponsor, Lord Token, and make sure you check out twistedtimes.io. And for that matter, check out adatokenizer.io. Go mint your own tokens. Go have some fun. Create your own NFTs. Can't sell them yet on there, but we're going to be launching our marketplace platform sooner than you think. So you might want to start playing around with Ada Tokenizer and get your chops ready. So until next time, guys, thanks for joining me. I am the Crypto Crow, and I'll see you very soon. Enjoy the weather.